My beloved child, there is a reason your attention was pulled here at this exact moment, and before anything else, do not skip, because something huge is waiting for you. What you are about to hear is not ordinary, and if you stay till the end, you may understand why certain moments around you have recently felt different, quieter, deeper, almost as if life itself has been trying to place a message in front of you again and again. For days, perhaps even longer, small things have been happening around you that others would ignore. A sudden pause before you speak. A thought that arrives without warning. A name appearing in your mind for no clear reason. A feeling that something is shifting even when everything looks the same. These moments are not empty. They are not random. They are signs that your heart has already noticed something your eyes are only beginning to understand. Listen carefully, because this part matters more than you think. Someone near you has changed their way of thinking, but they have not shown it openly. Their words may still sound normal, their face may still look familiar, yet inside them something has moved. The atmosphere around you has been carrying signals, and you have felt them without being able to explain them. That unusual silence, that unexpected delay, that strange feeling when you enter a room or open a message. All of it has meaning. Do not skip now, because the next truth may explain why your spirit has felt restless. There are moments when life whispers before it speaks loudly. Right now, you are standing inside one of those moments. What seems ordinary today may soon reveal why your attention was being prepared. A small detail, something almost invisible, may become the key to understanding everything that has felt incomplete lately. You may have asked yourself why certain people suddenly appear thoughtful around you, why conversations stop in unusual ways, why certain opportunities seem to wait just 1 second longer before reaching you. The answer is that unseen preparation often happens before visible change. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and this is only the beginning. A door you thought was silent may already be opening in a way you cannot hear yet. A truth connected to your present situation is forming quietly. It is not arriving with noise. It is arriving through timing, through patterns, through moments that seem too precise to ignore. Even now, while you are listening, something around you may already be moving into place. A delayed answer. A delayed realization. A delayed conversation. These things often appear late only because they are arriving with meaning. And here is what many fail to notice. Before important clarity appears, there is often confusion first. Before understanding comes, there is usually a stretch of silence where nothing seems clear. If you have been inside that silence recently, then pay close attention, because silence is often where the first signs gather. Do not skip. Remain here carefully. Someone may soon speak in a way you did not expect. A message may arrive with unusual timing. A face that looked distant may suddenly become intentional. What felt uncertain may begin to connect in a way that surprises even you. But before that happens, you must notice what has already changed inside you. Your sensitivity has become sharper. You notice tones, pauses, expressions, timing. You feel when something is different even before anyone explains it. This is why this moment matters. You are already sensing the shift before it becomes obvious. Something huge is waiting for you. And that is why what happens next around you should not be ignored, even if it looks small. Sometimes the smallest sign carries the largest meaning. One sentence. One glance. One unexpected return of something you thought had already passed. There is also a reason certain thoughts keep returning late at night or during quiet moments. Sometimes repeated thoughts are not there to disturb you, they are there because something unresolved is preparing to become visible. Stay till the end, because what is close to you now may soon reveal why your attention was needed today. Very often, people expect major moments to arrive dramatically, but real turning points often enter softly. They come disguised as ordinary minutes. A simple call. A brief encounter. A sentence spoken casually that changes the direction of your thinking. This is why you must pay attention to what is happening around you now. Not everything deserves fear. Not everything deserves doubt. But some moments deserve awareness, because awareness is what allows you to recognize meaning when it arrives. The next few days may carry something you were not expecting, not because it was hidden from you, but because the timing had not yet matured. And when that timing reaches you, you will remember this exact feeling, that sense that something was about to happen even before you could explain why. Do not skip. Hold this moment. Because there is still one truth left for this part. Sometimes the reason you are asked to pay attention is because what approaches is connected not only to today, but to something you have quietly hoped for without speaking it aloud. And when it finally appears, you may realize that what looked delayed was actually being aligned perfectly. Stay ready, because this is not the full message yet. But listen even more carefully now, because what has remained hidden is beginning to move closer than before, and if you leave this moment too early, you may miss the part that explains why your heart has been sensing something unusual without proof. Do not skip, because something huge is waiting for you. There are times when life places signs in ordinary places so quietly that only those who are truly attentive notice them. A repeated sound. A sudden memory. A person appearing in your thoughts without invitation. A moment when you feel that something around you has changed, even though nothing visible has happened yet. These are often the earliest signals that a shift is already forming near you. What makes this important is not the sign itself, but the timing of it. Recently, certain things have happened around you in a pattern. One delay after another. One unexpected pause. One conversation that almost happened but then stopped. At first it may have looked meaningless, but now the pieces are slowly beginning to stand beside each other. And when small pieces begin to align, it often means a larger picture is close. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and this next truth may explain more than you expected. Someone connected to your daily life has been thinking far more deeply than they have shown. Their silence has not been empty. Their distance has not been accidental. Sometimes people speak less when they are deciding how to reveal what has already grown inside their mind. This is why certain moments around you recently felt heavier than normal. You entered a room and felt a pause. You opened a message and sensed unusual timing. You looked at something simple, yet your mind stayed there longer than expected. These are not details to ignore. Do not skip now. A surprising change often begins before anyone announces it. Before words come, atmosphere changes first. Before clarity arrives, the heart notices movement. That is why you have felt this strange awareness, as if something is close but unnamed. And here is something even more surprising. Sometimes what is approaching has already attempted to reach you in quiet ways before you fully recognized it. A thought repeated too often. A moment interrupted unexpectedly. A familiar face appearing again when you least expected it. These are not always coincidences. There are moments when life arranges repeated signals because the heart needs preparation before understanding arrives. If everything appeared suddenly, you might overlook its meaning. But when signs arrive slowly, they teach you to pay attention. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you, and this next part matters deeply. Very soon, something ordinary may happen that carries unusual meaning. A short sentence may remain in your mind longer than it should. A simple meeting may feel more important than it appears. A quiet answer may explain a question you never fully asked aloud. And when that happens, remember this: clarity often enters gently, but once it enters, it changes how everything behind it looks. The silence around you has not been empty. It has been building. Even now, while you are listening, there may be one person who does not realize how strongly their energy has already reached your awareness. Their hesitation, their thoughtfulness, their careful distance, all of it may soon make sense in a way you did not expect. Do not skip, because the next few moments may connect directly to something you have been wondering privately. There is also a reason why certain hopes inside you have refused to disappear. Even when you tried to move forward, something inside kept saying, "Wait, watch, listen." Sometimes that inner voice remains because something unfinished still has its own time. And timing is closer than it appears. A once-in-a-lifetime moment rarely announces itself loudly. It often arrives wrapped inside a normal day, hidden inside a normal hour, disguised as something small enough to be ignored by everyone except the one meant to notice. That is why attention matters now. Because what happens around you next may look ordinary to others, but not to you. Something huge is waiting for you. And one more thing. If your heart has recently felt unusually alert, as though expecting an answer without knowing from where it will come, that feeling itself is part of the preparation. You are not being asked to fear anything. You are being asked to notice. Because very often, what changes everything first appears as something very simple. Stay here, because the message is still unfolding. And now notice this carefully, because the part you are hearing now may explain why recent moments around you have felt unusually meaningful even when nothing obvious seemed to happen. Do not skip, because something huge is waiting for you. There are times when the world around you becomes quiet not because nothing is happening, but because many things are arranging themselves silently before one clear moment appears. You may have thought certain days were ordinary, yet hidden inside those days were details that your spirit noticed before your mind understood them. A look from someone that lasted a little longer than usual. A sentence that sounded simple but stayed with you for hours. A sudden feeling that you should pause before making a decision. These are not empty moments when they arrive together. They often mean that something important is nearing the surface. Stay till the end, because what comes next may connect to something you have been sensing for longer than you realize. Recently, something around you has been preparing to reveal itself in a gentle but unforgettable way. Not loudly, not dramatically, but with a kind of timing that makes you stop and think later. That was the moment everything began to make sense. What is surprising is that this preparation may already involve people, places, and words you see every day. That is why it can be missed so easily. The extraordinary often hides inside the familiar until the exact second it becomes clear. Do not skip now. Someone near your circle may already be carrying thoughts they have not expressed fully. Their silence has meaning. Their hesitation has meaning. Even the way certain conversations suddenly change direction has meaning. Sometimes people wait because they are deciding how much to reveal. Sometimes life waits because the right second has not fully arrived. And when both are waiting together, the atmosphere around you begins to feel unusual, just as it may have felt recently. Something huge is waiting for you. Perhaps you notice that your attention has become sharper. You sense when a room feels different. You feel when words carry more than they say. You recognize pauses that others ignore. This sensitivity is not accidental. It often appears when you are standing near an important moment. There may also be something unfinished returning quietly to your thoughts. A question you never fully answered. A possibility you almost forgot. A name or memory that returns without explanation. These returns are often signals that something connected to them is not fully complete. Stay till the end. Because one of the most surprising truths is this: sometimes the answer begins arriving before the question is spoken clearly. That is why recent days may have felt filled with little interruptions, little reminders, little pauses that seem too precise to dismiss. You thought they were separate moments, but they may belong to one larger pattern. And patterns matter. A repeated time. A repeated feeling. A repeated encounter. These are often the quiet language of timing. Do not skip, because the next truth matters deeply. Very soon, something small may suddenly carry unusual importance. A message may arrive with unexpected timing. A conversation may turn in a direction you did not predict. A simple observation may explain why your heart has remained alert. And when that happens, you may realize that what felt delayed was never absent, it was simply moving toward the right moment. The reason you were asked to pay attention is because ordinary details are becoming meaningful details. Not everyone notices when life begins to shift softly. Many wait for loud signs and miss the gentle ones. But you are hearing this now because gentle signs are already around you. Something huge is waiting for you. And perhaps the most powerful part is this: what approaches may not only answer something present, it may also connect with something you quietly hoped would become clear. A hidden understanding. A needed reassurance. A moment that feels simple at first but remains unforgettable afterward. So remain attentive. Because what is close now may soon become impossible to ignore, and when it does, you will remember that before clarity arrived, there was first a quiet invitation to watch carefully. Stay here, because the message is still not complete. Before this message moves any further, hold your attention here, because this part carries a truth that many people notice only after the moment has already passed. Do not skip, because something huge is waiting for you. There are rare moments when everything around you looks unchanged, yet something invisible has already started moving in your favor. Nothing dramatic appears at first. The same places remain familiar, the same voices sound ordinary, the same routine continues, and yet inside that routine, a quiet shift begins. This is why your awareness matters now more than ever. Recently, you may have felt a strange pull to observe more carefully, to listen longer, to pause before responding, to notice small details that normally would pass unnoticed. That feeling is not random. Sometimes awareness increases when an answer is approaching from a direction you did not expect. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and what comes next may explain why your heart has refused to ignore certain signs. One unexpected detail can change how an entire day feels. One sentence from someone familiar can suddenly sound different. One ordinary moment can carry a meaning so strong that later you realize it marked the beginning of something unforgettable. And often, these moments arrive without announcement. That is why many people miss them. But you are here now because something around you deserves attention. A person who has remained quiet may soon become clearer. A delayed response may finally arrive with purpose. A situation that looked uncertain may suddenly reveal why it had to wait. Do not skip now. Sometimes silence itself is preparation. Silence gives space for hidden thoughts to mature. Silence allows unseen decisions to form. Silence often comes before something important becomes visible. That is why recent quiet moments around you may have felt heavier than usual. Something huge is waiting for you. You may also notice that certain memories have returned more often than before. Not because you are meant to stay in the past, but because something connected to those memories is trying to complete its meaning in the present. A face remembered unexpectedly. A place crossing your mind again. A conversation replaying itself without warning. These things matter when they begin repeating with unusual timing. Stay till the end. Because one of the strongest revelations is this: sometimes life places the answer near you before you realize the question has changed. What you expected may not arrive in the exact form you imagined, but what comes may carry deeper meaning than what you first hoped for. That is why attention is everything now. The next small event around you may not be small at all. It may look ordinary to everyone else, but to you it may feel unusually clear, as though something inside immediately recognizes its importance. Do not skip, because this next truth may stay with you. There are people who sense change before it appears. They feel it through atmosphere, through timing, through unusual stillness. If recent days have felt like that for you, then you are already standing near a moment of understanding. And when that understanding arrives, many earlier details will suddenly connect. A pause will make sense. A silence will make sense. A delay will make sense. Something huge is waiting for you. Even now, while listening, you may already know there is one detail in your recent days that refuses to leave your thoughts. That detail may be far more important than it first seemed. Because often the smallest repeated sign becomes the doorway to the clearest answer. Remain attentive. Because what is unfolding around you is not asking for fear, not asking for doubt, it is asking for presence, patience, and attention. And when the right second arrives, you may realize that what looked ordinary was quietly carrying meaning all along. And now you have reached the part many people never stay long enough to hear, even though this is often where everything becomes clearer. Do not skip, because something huge is waiting for you. Sometimes the most powerful moment does not arrive with noise, it arrives with a quiet certainty that suddenly settles inside you. A simple second when you realize that what you have been feeling was real all along. That what seemed uncertain was actually preparing itself slowly, carefully, and with remarkable timing. This is why the message has continued step by step, because certain truths are understood more deeply when they unfold gradually. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and this final part may connect every detail together. The unusual atmosphere around you was never meaningless. The repeated thoughts, the pauses, the moments when you felt something shifting. All of them were signs asking you to remain aware. What looked ordinary carried more depth than it first showed. And now there is one truth to hold carefully, something near you may soon become unmistakably clear. A word you hear may suddenly feel heavier than expected. A small event may leave a lasting impression. A conversation may reveal why recent days felt filled with quiet anticipation. Do not skip now. There are moments when life prepares understanding before evidence appears. That is why your heart often sensed movement before your eyes could identify it. You felt a change before you could name it. And that sensitivity was not misplaced. Something huge is waiting for you. Very often, when clarity is close, there is first a brief stretch where everything seems almost normal again. That calm can make people believe nothing is changing. But calm is often the final space before meaning arrives. So if things around you suddenly seem simple again, pay even more attention. Because sometimes the clearest answer enters during the quietest hour. A familiar person may show a new side of themselves. A simple message may arrive with unusual meaning. A delayed moment may finally explain why patience was required. Stay till the end. Because the strongest revelation is often not loud, it is the instant when many scattered moments suddenly become one clear picture. You may look back very soon and realize that several signs had already surrounded you. Repeated feelings, repeated thoughts, repeated timing, repeated awareness. None of that was empty. Every small sign was building toward recognition. Do not skip, because this final truth matters deeply. What approaches may not only answer what you noticed recently, it may also awaken confidence inside you, the confidence that your awareness was guiding you correctly all along. That quiet feeling telling you to observe more carefully, it had a reason. That hesitation before dismissing certain moments, it had a reason. That sense that something meaningful was near, it had a reason. Something huge is waiting for you. And when the next meaningful moment arrives, you may not need anyone else to explain it, because something inside you will immediately understand. You will recognize the timing. You will recognize the connection. You will recognize why this message reached you exactly now. So remain calm, remain observant, and remember this. Important things often begin softly, but once they become clear, they are impossible to forget. And what is near you now may soon become one of those unforgettable moments.